Ahoy, footy fans! Welcome back to the Wasted World of Sports, where tonight I'm going to run you through some nominations for who I think were the players of the week in their respective positions from the weekend just gone, NRL Round 4. So let's check it out. Taking up a very well-earned position at lock forward, Isaiah Yeo. The Panthers captain absolutely led from the front in the trenches. He played a major role, as he normally does, in taking what should have been a tight grand final rematch and turned it into a little bit of a drubbing, to be perfectly honest. His third man of the match performance in a row, and another full complement of Daly M points, and if he keeps this up, a very, very deserving stronghold on an Origin jumper for many years to come. Moving on to the second row, and I can't go past Kenny Bromwich. The dude popped up absolutely everywhere. He was solid in defense. Every time a tackle needed to be made, it felt like he was there. He popped up and scored a try even, so he turned it into attack as well. And he could have had a second try as well. He was just always there, ranging up in support. And had Papalii passed the ball, it would have been 2 tries for Kenny Bromwich. So I have to give him the nod. He was absolutely everywhere. He did his job and more. Kenny Bromwich, second rower of the week. Hooker of the week, Harry Grant. We're sticking with the Storm. Harry Grant. It was his first game back, so he was off to an understandably slow start, I thought. I commented on it a couple of times in the live stream commentary that I felt like he was just off the pace a little bit, but that's completely understandable. It was his first game back. Once he got comfortable, got all his breath back and got into the swing of things, got with the timing and the pace of the game, he was really dangerous from dummy half. He was taking those darts out of dummy half quite regularly, giving the Storm front foot ball, giving them time and space for Pappenhausen to do what they did. 20 or 30 metres at a time this guy was taking out of dummy half. Front foot ball, created the space. Without Harry Grant doing what he did, set those foundations, I don't think that the Storm score as many tries as they do. So he really does need to take a lot of credit for what the Storm were able to do by the end of that game. Sticking up front, and another underappreciated player, I think, Aidan Blake gets my tip for prop forward of the week. Warriors won the forward battle. Dominated the Broncos in every facet of the forward battle, and that, I believe, is where the game was ultimately won and lost, and the Broncos just weren't able to get into it in any capacity. It was on the back of guys like Aidan Blake and the rest of the forward pack, but Aidan Blake, he gets the nod here. He had the most running meters, which says a lot. For a prop forward to be topping the run meter charts is a pretty solid effort. So, Warriors, more meters per set, dominated in the forwards, and it was on the back of this man. He set the foundation, did all the hard work, all the grunt work up front, and that allowed the Warriors to get on top, stay on top, and ice the game. Aidan Blake, my prop of the week. Halfback of the week, Daly CherryEvans. Daly CherryEvans put on an absolute kicking masterclass. A 20-40, tick. A 40-20, tick. And just for good measure, a drop goal, tick. He absolutely kicked the Raiders to death. That is, of course, one of the core roles of a halfback, is to do the kicking for territory, for position on the field, and you can't ignore his stats. Without CherryEvans' kicking game being completely on song, Manly probably don't win as easily as they did, as comfortably as they did. So, Daly CherryEvans, halfback of the week. 5/8. I didn't see this entire game, so that is an even bigger compliment to how well I believe this guy played, because I only saw the first quarter of the match. Saw about the first 15 or 20 minutes, and in that 15 or 20 minutes, it was the Dylan Brown show. Dylan Brown, every time he touched the ball, he was stepping left, off his left foot, off his right foot. Is he going to go straight? What's he going to do? He had the defense in absolute tatters for 15 or 20 minutes that I saw, and judging by the final scoreline, seems like he well and truly went on with it. So, Dylan Brown, in a very small sample size, I believe already did enough to prove a worthy contender of 5/8 of the week. Moving into the centres. Siosifa Talakai from the Cronulla Sharks had an absolutely immense game. The dude was brutal. He was a one-man wrecking machine. Playing in the centres, Talakai had 17 tackle busts and 57 post-contact meters. 57. Every time he touched the ball, he drew in 2 or 3 defenders, and he would send at least 1 or 2 of those defenders, if not all 3 of them, flying, which allowed him to make those post-contact meters, get the Sharks on the front foot, and give the Knights a big fat donut for all their troubles. He then scored a try to cap it all off. He had a fantastic night out. Probably the best game that I've ever seen him play. Centre of the week, Siosifa Talakai, the one-man wrecking machine. Stepping a little further out now to the wing. A special mention goes to Xavier Coates. I thought Xavier Coates had a fantastic game. But I'm going to have to give the nod this week to Taylor May from the Penrith Panthers. Once again, grand final rematch that was made easy. And in order to do that, the Panthers had to ice their chances. And Taylor May iced absolutely every single one that came his way. As a winger, one of his core roles is to finish backline movements, ice the big moments and score tries. And that's exactly what he did. 2 tries in the night in what turned out to be a fairly comfortable grand final rematch for the Panthers. Taylor May was a very big part of that. Taylor May, winger of the week. Just shading Xavier Coates. Where it was a little bit easier to decide this week was fullback. And you cannot go past Ryan Pappenhausen. Joe Dirt. 4 tries. 6 from 8 conversions. When he wasn't scoring tries on his own, he was setting them up for other people. He had a try assist and 3 line breaks. Not too much to say, really. The dude had an absolute blinder. Hands down, fullback of the week, Ryan Pappenhausen. There we go, Wasted World of Sports. That is my list for players of the week. What do you think of my list? Pretty good? Let me know in the comments below if there's anybody you would have in there instead. Let's chat. Let's talk footy. Thank you very much for joining me for this one. I look forward to seeing you all again. Team of the week coming up again for round 5 next week. Or I'll see you at kickoff for the live stream commentaries. Thank you once again. Cheers.